All right, we have 5 oversold stocks to break down today, guys, that are obviously oversold as the entire stock market has been put in a freaking blender the last couple of days here. So we're going to break down what the heck is going on with these stocks, the charts, what I'm looking to do, and we'll talk about the overall markets very quickly here, the indexes. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to sign up to my email list. I'm sending you guys for free every single Monday my top 3 stocks right to your inbox. All you have to do is put your first name and your email address. First link down below, guys. And did I say it's free? It's completely free, guys, and no spam, no BS, just straight up stocks and charts. So with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into it. Again, that's the top link down below, guys. So the overall stock market has been destroyed, right? Especially on Friday where the VIX got up 60% at one point. I mean, guys, come on. That's insane. That's got to be some kind of record almost. But we can see SPY hit 553, it looks like, Thursday morning. And the low as of Friday was at 528. So we dropped 4.6% on SPY in just about 48 hours, less than that. And on Triple Q, which is the NASDAQ 100, you guys can see we were at about 476 Thursday morning. Then at the low on Friday, we hit 444. So we're talking almost a 7% drop. Think about that, guys. A 7% drop in less than 48 hours here in 2 trading days pretty much. So, yeah, we're getting hit. And no doubt there could be more downside, but I'd argue in the short term, we are due for a relief rally, maybe something like a move back up to 450, 455 on Triple Q. Maybe it goes down a little bit more in the short term, but ultimately, you guys see this chart. We've been bouncing back and forth pretty much in this chart over the last couple of weeks, so I think we're going to get something like this, maybe not on Monday or Tuesday, or maybe it starts Monday or Tuesday. We'll see, but I think in the short term, we're going to see that, and something like this, excuse me, guys, I need some water. Man, I don't know what's going on today. But, yeah, on SPY, we can see that we're pretty beaten down at the bottom of this channel, right, at about 530, 528 we hit on Friday. I could see something like this playing out in the short term. And with that, we could get a lot more upside and a nice bounce in some individual stocks. And some of the ones that we're going to talk about today are reporting earnings. We'll talk a little bit about those, in this video. Actually, the first one, which I want to break down more in my video tomorrow, but it's Airbnb. They're set to report earnings on, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Actually, they're on Tuesday, the 6th of August. So they're after the bell. So we'll see how that goes. But I think this stock overall, guys, and again, we'll break it down more in my video tomorrow on Sunday. But it's so beaten down heading into these earnings. It looks like the Head and Shoulders, which we talked about recently, that pretty much already played out. So I think we're getting ready for a perfect setup here for a potential bounce, but it all comes down to earnings. It's kind of a gamble, right? I mean, I'm not a big earnings trader. I don't trade earnings. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's like gambling. But listen, if they do very well on earnings or have good guidance, whatever it may be, this setup we're seeing could be a perfect setup for a nice bounce. Who knows where, though? Where to, rather. 138, 140, maybe higher. But, yeah, it's very beaten down. Earnings are on Tuesday. I'm not going to trade it before earnings, but after earnings, we'll see how it's looking. But I think Airbnb is pretty beaten down, very oversold into earnings, which, again, could be setting up for a nice move. But if they drop the ball, man, it could go lower. Who knows? We might be going back to where we were at the end of last year in the 118 to 120, 125 range. that's possible. So what do you guys think about Airbnb? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to wait till after earnings and kind of see how the stock reacts, and then I'll go from there. So CCL, Carnival Cruise Line, is very beaten down in the short term. I mean, guys, very beaten down. This is a great example of a stock taking the stairs up, elevator down. You guys see that? It took CCL about 4 or 5 months? Yeah, about 4 months to go from 14.30 all the way to $20 pretty much, 19.50. Took it a couple months, 3-4 months, and now we're down right back to 14.70, pretty much giving back all those gains in the matter of a week and a half. That's freaking nuts, right? So months of gains have been lost on CCL after they reported pretty good numbers about a month ago, whenever that was. So I think ultimately this is way oversold. We're not getting a bounce yet, so keep that in mind, guys. On a lot of these stocks, we haven't gotten the confirmation yet, which we have to keep in mind. We're not just going to blindly buy these falling knives. At least I'm not. You guys can do what you want. But once I see a confirmation, I feel like these stocks could see a nice recovery, going forward. Like I said, Airbnb, it comes down to earnings, but CCL already reported good earnings. Stock got way beaten down. So I'm thinking if we get buyers to come in anywhere from $14 to, let's say, $14.60, this general range right here, this window, that could be a good confirmation spot. If we get a nice sharp recovery, that could be a signal to go long, at least in my opinion. But I'm not there yet. Again, it's still a falling knife. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, on Friday, it had a 6% red day, guys. So keep that in mind. But CCL is in the watch list, on the watch list for this week. And full disclosure, I don't own CCL or Airbnb, but I do own a tiny bit of CrowdStrike. You heard that right. I bought this stock this past week. I bought it at like 230, 232, I believe. Now we're at 215, of course. So the way I'm looking at this is, like I said with the other two, well, this is more of a long-term investment, so it's different. But what I do whenever I'm in a long-term investment, I scale into it very slowly, especially if it's not confirming a rebound quite yet. There are signs it could go lower. So I bought a very small amount at 232, something like that. And now we're at 215 as after the bell, as of the aftermarket on Friday. And look, I knew this could happen. I had these gaps filled or circled out right here. You guys see that? Now we're pretty much trading right in here. If this comes down low 200s this week, I might add more. I will add more, right? Because that'd be down $30 from where I bought before per share. And if I could get my average cost into the low 200s, even high hundreds, man, that'd be a pretty good spot, in my opinion, for CrowdStrike, which, I mean, that could be too risky for some people. I was looking at this stock before it crashed, right? And I was like, dang, I want to get a cybersecurity company in my portfolio. And it crashed. And not for good reason, obviously, but I think ultimately they could get through it. And in a year or 2 or 3 years down the line, this would have rebounded big time, I think, in my personal opinion, from what research I've done. Sure, in the short term, it could be very rocky for months to come, quarters to come, but I'm looking long term here. And ultimately, I don't see CrowdStrike going much under, $150. I mean, it could. Who knows, man? But I know we're down a lot already, but it could go under 200, no doubt. But I don't think it's going to go much under 150, and that's kind of where I'm planning on buying, all the way from around 230-ish to 200, all the way down to 150 if it gets there. I doubt it does, but if it does, I'll be looking at it there, guys. And we'll see. We'll come back to it. So that's CrowdStrike. I do own a very, very small starter position there. And AMD, I also own. This stock's down big time. The company reported earnings that were actually pretty good. and we kind of got destroyed the day after. You guys can see here we ran to about 152. Now we're right back down to the low 130s, and there could be more downside in the short term. You know, based on the triangle, descending triangle we're seeing here. So maybe down to about 115, 120. But I don't know. I don't see this getting hit much more. It actually held up pretty nice on Friday, where the entire stock market got destroyed. So that's a good sign that this could be a short-term bottom. AMD broke even literally on Friday, which is a great sign. So we'll see how that plays out. If this starts rallying back over 135, 140, that could be a nice sign that it might want to go back to the 150s. We'll see. But yeah, I think it's two beaten down. I'm in this stock. Again, same with CrowdStrike. And JPMorgan is another one which I'm not in, but I'm looking at it like, oh, it actually looks pretty decent here on this chart. We can see we're down from 217 to about 198, about a 10% drop. And this stock's been crushing it all year and trading in this channel since the middle of March pretty much. So let's see if we can get maybe a bounce anywhere from 193 to about 198. Maybe back over 200. That'd be the confirming factor here on JPMorgan. 205, right? If that breaks, we could get a big move again on this stock. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. JPMorgan, Airbnb, CCL, CrowdStrike, and AMD. What do you guys think about these 5 stocks? Let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget to get your free stocks for Moomoo, up to 20 stocks with at least a $100 deposit. And your uninvested cash for a limited time will earn up to 8.1% APY. So guys, don't be shy. Use that link down below or go to stocksurfast.com/Moomoo. And of course, that is an affiliate link. It helps out the channel. And I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'm about to drop this water bottle. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you all in the next video.